Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Those who are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will receive the everyday updates. Today's topic is the continuation of the embryology class, neural crust and their derivatives. Already this neural crust and their derivatives we have seen in the development of the neural tube and also in the development of the suprarenal gland. But again here we will see the details of the neural crust and their derivatives. Neural crust cells, when they are formed, you have to again recollect your formation of the neural tube. So this is the ectoderm, surface ectoderm, and this is the thickening of the surface ectoderm opposite to the notochord, that will be called as the neurectoderm. So neurectoderm thickens to form the neural plate. In the beginning it is called as neural plate. Then in the process of this formation of the neural tube, this neural plate deepens to form the neural groove, and this folds will be called as the neural folds. At the junction of the neural folds and the ectoderm, you can see the specialized cells that will be called as the neural crust cells. So when the neural tube is formed by the fusion of the ends, these neural crust cells, they separate from the surface ectoderm and form as a mass of cells in between the ectoderm and the neural tube. So that is the beginning of the formation of the neural crust cells. After some time, they split into two parts on two sides of the neural tube, and they will be persisting as the primitive spinal ganglia. This is the primitive spinal ganglia on either side of the neural tube. They extend from the midbrain to the caudal end of the neural tube. That's how the neural tube and the neural crust cells have separated. Now we have to see the derivatives of this neural crust. In the beginning it was persisting as primitive spinal ganglia on either side of the neural tube. Then it divides into two parts, dorsal mass and the ventral mass. So we have to see the derivatives of the dorsal mass and ventral mass separately. First we will take the dorsal mass. Dorsal mass gives rise to three different types of cells: neuroblasts, spongioblasts, and pluripotent cells. These neuroblast cells, if you take, they give rise to the dorsal root ganglia and also the sensory ganglia associated with the cranial nerves like trigeminal, facial, glossopharyngeal and vagus. So they give rise to the dorsal root ganglia and the sensory ganglia of the cranial nerves. If we see the spongioblast, they give rise to capsular cells and Schwann cells. Capsular cells surround the dorsal root ganglia of the spinal cord. Schwann cells, you should be knowing, they give rise to the formation of the myelin sheath and also the neurolemma sheath. Some researchers are of opinion these Schwann cells are derived both from the neural tube and from the neural crust. So these pluripotent cells, if we see, it is a very interesting. They give rise to varieties of cells. If you take in the skin, they give rise to melanoblasts. In the tooth, they give rise to odontoblasts. So varieties of cells. Even this neural crust cell itself is a topic of research interest, because you can observe one side it is giving rise to neurons, another side it is giving rise to myelin sheath, one side it is giving rise to cell of skin, cell of tooth, and even you should have learnt in the development of the face, it gives rise to the neural crust mesenchyme, which is very important for the development of the pharyngeal arches. So these are the derivatives of the dorsal mass. In one sentence, if we have to tell the importance of the dorsal mass, they give rise to the peripheral nervous system. So that is about the dorsal mass. Now we will see the ventral mass. Ventral mass gives rise to two types of cells. So ventral mass gives rise to two types of cells. So this, if we take, this is the ventral mass, one ventral mass, it gives rise to two types of cells, large cells and small cells. So these are large cells first, then small cells. This ventral mass undergo wide migration so that it will be called as the sympathochromaffin organs. Sympathochromaffin organs. So first we will take the small cells. So this is the small cells. If you see, they give rise to the ganglia of the sympathetic trunk, and then when they form the ganglionated sympathetic trunk also. So these are the small cells giving rise to the ganglionated sympathetic trunk, and also the parasympathetic ganglia of the cranial nerves. You should know what are the cranial nerves containing the parasympathetic ganglia. Third nerve, seventh, ninth and 10th. So otherwise, how you can summarize this small cells? Have you any idea now? So the small cells give rise to autonomic nervous system, to simplify. So that is the autonomic nervous system development. So as I told, dorsal mass gives rise to peripheral nervous system, and this small cells has given rise to the autonomic nervous system. Now we will see the large cells. Large cells are, again they are also very interesting. They have the brown granules in the cytoplasm. So they are called as chromaffin cells. They are called as chromaffin cells. So these chromaffin cells, where they migrate, if you see, they give rise to the adrenal medulla, which we have learnt in the development of the adrenal gland. They also migrate to the sympathetic chain. So they persist in the sympathetic chain as the paraganglia, and even para-aortic body, that is around the origin of the inferior mesenteric artery, we will have this ganglionated collection. Then this migrate to the mucous membrane of the GIT. Then they will be called as the argentaffin cells. Argentaffin cells. As they secrete this amine precursor, they will be also called as amine precursor uptake decarboxylated cells. So these are all the other names of the argentaffin cells. Chromaffin cells as a whole migrate to various parts. When it is in the GIT, it is called as the argentaffin cells. So this completes the development of the neural crest and their derivatives. Neural crest cells, to conclude, it gives rise to the development of the peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and also to the sympathochromaffin organs and the chromaffin cells, also as argentaffin cells in the GIT. So we will see the continuation of the embryology class in the next video. Those who have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel now.